It's OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video that I have here for you guys. Today we've got some great information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Nintendo traders believe that Nintendo Switch could be a bigger hit than the Wii. Now we first heard this as far as it doing better than the Wii, or just anyone even saying it of notoriety with GameStop, and I think Eric Bright, like one of the marketing managers or something, because of the demand that they're seeing. Now that was just kind of seemed like fluff for the most part, just because he is a retailer. Obviously he's trying to sell systems. The Nintendo Switch is hot, so a lot of people just kind of figure like, this is stupid, why are you saying this? But now we do have Nintendo traders believing that because of some of the sales data that's come up. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. So Bloomberg is reporting that Nintendo traders are extremely optimistic about the Nintendo Switch and ultimately believe it could be a bigger hit than the Wii. Shares in Nintendo have risen dramatically since the launch of the console due to the strong sales and positive reception of Nintendo's latest hardware. The publication reports that Jefferies Group analyst, I can't say his name, Goyal, something like that, estimates that 2.5 to 3 million Nintendo Switch units were sold in March. Nintendo's target was 2 million, so things are looking extremely positive for the Kyoto company. You can read the full analysis in the description below. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I do want to talk about this because there are people making videos all over the place saying that this is stupid if you say this, that there's no way that it can happen, and all of this stuff, which, like I said, is ridiculous. Anything is possible if Nintendo was to throw their whole weight behind this. And then you have to factor in other things, guys. This isn't just about Nintendo and their games particularly. You have to look at the overall social mechanics. Let's talk about everything. We're going to go Persona stuff. No, I'm joking. We're going to talk about everything. So they have a theme park coming up. So that could actually boost sales. Like if you have Nintendo Switch consoles there, you have people saying, what's this Nintendo Land, Universal Studios? That could boost sales. So I think that's factoring into it. Their stock's rising. You have the popularity of Pokemon Go and how that game has basically revolutionized the mobile market at this point and brought a lot of popularity onto Nintendo. You have the popularity of Fire Emblem that's getting even bigger and better. The thing about Nintendo that a lot of people don't understand is that they're worth far more than what you just see in front of you. Even like what this trading and stocks and all this stuff, Nintendo's IPs are so valuable. Nintendo could never necessarily be bought by another company. They're just worth way too much. You can't put their value on paper just because of how many IPs that they do have. They're a completely unique entity in this whole world. There's nothing else like Nintendo, especially in the video game industry. So there's a lot of factors. It's not just Nintendo Switch selling well. Obviously, that's a big part of it, but there's so many other things that play a part into it as far as what Nintendo's doing. The smartphone market is definitely helping Nintendo get their name out more and making sure people know about this Nintendo Switch and people know about the hardware and that it is something that's a hot commodity. So I do think it all kind of factors in together. Now, once again, I will not say that, oh, this is 100% going to beat the Wii or anything like that. But I will say this, if Nintendo can keep up the type of software that they have, because in 2017, we have a ridiculous amount of software coming out, and it should even get better with more third parties hopping on board in the second half or so. So if Nintendo can keep that momentum with their first party content and second party developers and getting cool games like Project Octopath, I definitely think that the Nintendo Switch could do very, very well. And if it's on the market longer than the Wii's heyday, then yeah, I have no problem saying that it could potentially surpass it. Like I said, if it's on the market longer, because remember, the Wii sold a lot of units in a very small amount of time. So if the Nintendo Switch is on the market for 6-7 years and there's multiple iterations and they count it as the same, like Nintendo 3DS, 3DS XL, and if it gets the full weight of Nintendo's support behind it as far as all their games, Pokemon, Yokai Watch from third-party developers, Monster Hunter, all this stuff. Capcom's looking to join in with Resident Evil, Super Smash Bros., Mario, Zelda. If it gets everything, then yes, I definitely think down the line it has a potential. The potential is definitely there, especially with multiple iterations, refreshing the hardware, making things better, more powerful, all of that, better development tools, whatever the case is. I definitely think it's possible, but we still need to wait and see. Nothing's 100% obviously, and this doesn't prove it based on their analysis of what they're saying. However, it's a very different thing than the Wii U because it's already pretty much going to pass up the first year sales of the Wii U pretty soon here. Probably by the time Splatoon 2 comes out, it pretty much passed up the Wii U as far as first year sales go, Wii U compared to the Nintendo Switch. And I would probably say by this time or so next year, it might pass up the Wii U completely when it comes to things, because we still have Mario Odyssey, we still have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we still have Fire Emblem. There's so many more games that are coming out in such a small amount of time. So it's looking pretty good right now, but we still need to wait and see. But if Nintendo can keep up this pace and keep up with the great marketing and keep up with the great content coming out as far as first party and get some of those third party games, then I definitely see them doing very well. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 composer has stated that this is his largest production he's worked on, and he's trying to top the original Xenoblade Chronicles. So Yasunori Masuda is the lead composer of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. On his personal Facebook page this week, he provided a status update on the music. Recording of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 music appears to be pretty much complete. It was worked on by 150 people. Note, in case this isn't clear, this is just the musicians. The largest production Masuda has ever been involved with. The mixing process for music began this week. Masuda said that he's also responsible for budget management, booking, music sheet management, and composing. While not officially announced, it appears Xenoblade Chronicles X will be receiving a soundtrack based on some comments exchanged on the Facebook page. Masuda and pianist for the session indicated that the OST is happening, but a release date isn't fixed yet. Finally, on his blog, Masuda added that mixing the music only started for the cutscenes, so it's just half of the tracks. The recording sound quality is good, and the team is trying to top the original Xenoblade. Masuda concluded by saying it's among one of the largest scale productions in the whole gaming world. So this is such great news. Masuda is a fantastic composer. Obviously Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to the music because a lot of people didn't like Xenoblade Chronicles X's music. There was people that kind of like loved it or hated it. I thought it was great. I thought Xenoblade Chronicles was great. But I can't admit that Xenoblade Chronicles easily has the more memorable, has the more iconic music just because of what that game did, how it came out, how it came about. There were so many different things that made that game memorable and the music in there. So if they're trying to top the original, that is good news for Nintendo and for Xenoblade Chronicles fans out there. So I'm really looking forward to this game. Obviously, they've got about half of it done. They need to do a little bit more, but it looks like they're getting into the final stretches here. And like I said before, once you get that music done, pretty much the game is already nearing completion or complete at this point. And I do think that they're really wrapping things up because the composers need to see what's going on in the game in order for them to put a tone and put kind of a vibe to the music. So they're seeing tons of stuff. If the music is getting the green light, pretty much wrap things up and to go quicker, to me that means that the game is definitely in the final stretches or near completion and they're polishing up, but pretty much all the scenes, story, all of that is intact and ready to go. So really looking forward to this game. Cannot wait for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It looks like it's going to be 2017. Let's just hope, cross our fingers, pray to the Xenoblade gods, and let's see what happens if this game does launch in 2017. But I think it will, and it's going to be freaking hype on the Nintendo Switch. Alright, and lastly, Takahashi Tokida from Square Enix teases a brand new Nintendo Switch project. So we did report that Square Enix will be ramping up production when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, and they're focusing on that system. So it seems like it's just not marketing speak, guys. This is definitely happening today. Takahashi Tokida, who works at Square Enix, posted a photo of the Nintendo Switch on his Twitter account with the caption, "Top secret mission starts." While not exactly an official announcement of anything, it does seem pretty likely that he has started work on a Nintendo Switch game. Whether it's a brand new game or a port is definitely impossible. We have no clue. He didn't give any indication of what he was working on. Now, to give a little background on Tokida, he has been with Square Enix since 1985 and has such been involved with numerous projects in a variety of roles. Some of his most notable achievements include being one of the directors of the original Chrono Trigger and directing Parasite's Eve. He has also been heavily involved in various Final Fantasy IV spin-offs and re-releases over the years. So that is a fantastic track record. We talked about this yesterday, and some of you guys were like saying, oh, well, let's see something, or like, we don't have anything yet. Square Enix, you know, they're just giving us smaller things. Well, it seems like they're going to be starting up on something bigger here. And I think, like I said before, with third-party developers and the Nintendo Switch, this is something after the Wii U, really after that, and even after the 3DS at the beginning, developers were going to wait and kind of see if the system is going to be more successful Obviously, this project was going to happen with Nintendo either way, but Square Enix is definitely focusing on the Nintendo Switch at this point, and you can tell with him being able to do that, even the fact that they let him do that, they let him put that up there, hasn't been taken down, that shows confidence in the brand as far as Nintendo. That shows confidence in what they're going to be doing, and if he's worked on Chrono Trigger, which is my favorite game of all time, tied with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, just to stuff like Parasite's Eve, this guy definitely knows what he's doing, and he was a director back then. He has multiple years of experience, decades of experience in the gaming industry, and I would love to see what he's going to be doing. What do you guys think he can be planning for the Nintendo Switch? Do you think there could be a Chrono Trigger sequel? Probably not. Square Enix would not fund that one at this point, especially with the lower install base. Maybe if the install base gets bigger, maybe we'll see that. And then Parasite's Eve, maybe there's another one coming, or maybe it's a port of a game that's already out there. Maybe it's a Kingdom Hearts 3 port. Who knows what he's going to be working on. What I would like to see personally, I would like to see a ground up RPG made for the Nintendo Switch. Doesn't need to be super graphics intense. You can look at Persona 5. Persona 5 does not push the PS3 in my opinion. Oh, maybe it pushes the PS3, but it sure as heck doesn't push the PS4, and it is amazing. It's better than pretty much every single game released on the PS4 and Xbox One at this point, and there's so many other games that have better graphics like Horizon Zero Dawn and many other games, Killzone, all these other games that have better graphics and better physics and all this stuff, and Persona 5 destroys them. So to me, I would love to see them make a game like that. Make a really cool, not like it has to be like Persona, make a game with a lot of layers to it, great story, great combat, it's addictive and fun, good characters, just make something like that. That's what I want to see, and that's kind of what Persona is. A lot of great characters, fun story, cool, slick gameplay, slick presentation. Spend your time, energy, and focus on making the game amazing, not worrying about the blades of grass or how many freaking eyebrows and detail that you can see. Make an amazing game. That's what Sega and Atlus did with Persona. They just made an amazing game and said, okay, well, we'll do the graphics thing, but it's not going to be like necessarily like a graphical showcase. It's just going to be an amazing game with a lot of layers of depth for people to lose hundreds of hours into. So I would love to see Square Enix do that. Who knows if that's actually what they're going to be doing, but that's just personally what I want to see. But once again, this isn't just marketing speak, guys. Square Enix is definitely starting to ramp up production here when it comes to Nintendo Switch. We should see a lot more content from them going forward in the future. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. What do you guys think about all these topics? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace.